So what brings you in today, Yessie?
I've been having a lot of issues with my family, and I think also I'm feeling very sad and I don't want to do anything anymore. I used to do a lot. I will go out and run, ride my bike, play with my kids. And now I feel like I'm tired all the time and I don't want to do anything anymore. And I also think that at work I have a lot to do and I don't have enough help.
Okay. So it sounds like there's a lot going on right now. You mentioned that you don't quite have the energy to do as much as you used to. You mentioned the children have been sort of difficult. Um, so it sounds like you feel drained, pretty overwhelmed. Uh, could you talk a little more about that?
And I think it's, yes, that's correct. And I've been feeling very overwhelmed and tired, I think. I don't know if you have to go and see the doctor. Um, I also feel that I have been doing a lot with my kids, and probably that's why they are acting the way they are acting right now. Um, and the energy wise, I don't know if it's because I'm working too much, and then by the time I get home, I don't do a lot with my family, and probably because I'm too tired. But sometimes, like before, I used to feel tired and I would still try to do things. But now it's like I'm tired and I don't want to do things. Before I used to, feel that I still have to go out and do around with the kid, that I still have to go out and play with them, that we can still go out and ride the bike. But now it's like I'm tired and I'm tired. I just want to sleep. And at work, I feel like I'm stressing myself because I don't have enough help. I'm always busy running around. Sometimes I don't even have time to eat my lunch. Sometimes I don't know. I just feel like I don't have no help.
Okay. So I hear you saying that you don't have the help that you would like to have at this time. I hear you also saying that there is kind of confusion because you have you feel drained, you feel tired, you feel like you need some help, but then you kind of don't really know exactly where all this is coming from. And I'm just going verbatim. Um, so with that being said, as we talk some more, do you do you think you can kind of identify exactly where it's coming from so that we can open up the door to solution?
I think it's coming from my work because I don't have the help that I used to have. I used to have two ladies that used to assist me with the projects at work, help me getting things ready for the kids. Sometimes I have to run with the families. There are times then I have to be helping pre-K and K with behaviors, and there are times when I have to take new families. And right now I don't have just two ladies. And my coordinator, she's doing her part, but she doesn't have that communication, that interaction with the families. Also, she doesn't speak Spanish, and mostly of our families are Hispanic. Um, and I think that's one of the biggest issues. We're trying to hire new people, but I guess they don't want to work right now. People, they don't like we have been looking for a new person in the past 3 months, and um we haven't hired anyone because when we mentioned what our job descriptions, I guess it's something that they don't want to do.
Well, first, Yessie, I want to commend you because you obviously have a full plate, but yet you're still going. So you have all these responsibilities, and you don't necessarily have the most compatible help that you would like at this time, but you're still pushing and you're still doing your part as a great employee, for the state of Maryland and things of that nature for the county. And I really want to commend you on that. Can you define to me exactly what the help looks like that you want to have so that you don't feel overwhelmed and drained on a day-to-day basis?
So the kind of help that I need is someone basically um, like me that is able to um, deal with behavior from pre-Ks and kids in kindergarten, that is able to take a new family because we receive a lot of newcomers. So someone who can have the empathy to when we receive new families to be able to get things ready, resources, food, um, clothes, diapers, and sometimes shelter. But I understand, at that level sometimes it's hard, but but just taking the new family, processing the information, checking on the needs, it will be a big help for me. And the other part that um, I need help with is like technology wise, because I also create a lot of events for families and the planning process. I have time to do planning, but I don't have the time to do the publicity, to post social media, um, to create a flyer, to do the registration forms. So that takes a lot from me. And that also, put me behind on doing my reports, my meetings, because a lot of times I have to be in meetings, and I also, I need the help. If I'm in a meeting, someone has to be taking care pre-K and K, and then if you have a new family, someone has to be able to receive that new family. So that's the kind of need that that's the kind of help that I need. But it's hard because when we interview different candidates, they don't want when you mention this is what you're gonna be doing. Um, some they say that they don't like to work with kids, which is fine. But there is cases where they don't like to work with families. So if you don't like to work with kids and family, and that's what we do, so I don't think that will be the right place for them to work with us because we have to be open and we don't have a specific day. We have every day we have a schedule that we're gonna follow according to us, but that can change throughout the day based on the need of the family, based on the need of the kids and pre-K and K. So someone is very hard to get someone that is open to do different things. And sometimes we also, have to become teachers um, because we run 3-year-old programs. So it's kind of difficult to find someone who is willing to do all those things.
Yeah. Yeah, I empathize with you because working on a day-to-day basis, you have to be open to things can just change, and multitasking and being versatile and having flexibility are some of the things that just need to be incorporated in a person, especially when working with like the public, working with youth, working with family, working in a certain environment that's dedicated to catering the services of people. So yet again, I just continue to commend you on that, because when I listen to you, I hear I hear a lot of maturity being developed in you because of what you're dealing with. And sometimes, and this is just what has kind of like and I'm not going to make this about me, but what I've seen in society, I don't want to say me, what I've seen in society, that people have really become their strongest and have developed into that real mature person when they face the hardest struggles, and it's like, wow, sometimes it's like I would pray this go away and I wish this would stop, and I want to see a change here, and I wish I had all these people. But at the same time, it's really like a great blessing, I would really say. But let me get back on point though. So I get the sense that the people that you've been interviewing, they don't have that versatility or that flexibility or that open-mindedness that you have. You want to tell me a little more about how you could go about interviewing the right people?
So right now we started to check to have some as people in the community or partners to refer people that they might have this qualification. They're willing to work with kids and willing to work with families. So we asked these priests in the area to see if they have someone that work in their Sunday school or someone who will be willing to handle hard cases. I would say hard cases because sometimes we also deal with domestic violence. So right now, what I'm thinking is, I don't know if this will help me or not, but to give them in a strong scenario while we're doing the interview, just to see if they can come out with solutions. I don't know if that's gonna make it harder or it's gonna be easier, but trying every time when I interview um new candidates, I'm asking, what if I give you, if we have a family, a pregnant mom, and I'm trying to give, a scenario to see how would you be able to solve this problem. Because we had a candidate that he he mentioned a good things that he will do, but then at the end he said that he didn't like kids. So we were confused because he was like the right person, the right candidate, but at the end when you say he doesn't like kids. So we were concerned because you're gonna be working with kids too. And probably every day you're gonna spend at least 40 minutes with the kids. So it was like he was perfect, but he didn't like kids. So now what I'm doing is just receiving referrals from our partners to see if we can get someone with experience already working at least with kids, and then we can build that to work with families or to work with pregnant moms or moms at risk.
Okay. Okay, yes. So, talking to you, it seems like you already have a solution. Um, as far as the candidates are concerned, you know, you've been able to talk to people that have the work ethic and they even have the know-how, but they might not necessarily like the surroundings or the people. Um, However, because you do exemplify that, I would think, or the situation seemed like it would call for the candidates to be able to learn from you because you would be a supervisor. But I wanted to kind of touch on this also because we kind of got off of it. But initially, at the very beginning, you mentioned you mentioned the children too. You know, because we've just been talking about the job and what's been going on at the job. Did you kind of want to talk about exactly the specifics on what's going on at the home with the kids?
So I think because I'm always busy at work by the time I get home, and I think it worries me so much that I don't have the help that I need at work. I'm bringing all the stress home with me. So, and I'm thinking that that's why I don't want to do activities, or that's what I'm extremely tired, and I think my work is affecting my family. To be honest with you, that's how I feel right now because I'm always tired, and I before I know I was tired, but I still wanted to do things with them, wanted to go out and play. But now it's like I'm tired and I don't want to do anything. So I think I'm bringing the stress from work home, and that is affecting me a lot to interact with my kids.
So it sounds like the burden that or the pressure that's happening at work seems to be coming home with you, and that it's affecting your relationship or maybe your spirit on how you interact with your family to the point that there is not necessarily like strength to do what you used to do with your family. Is that correct?
That sounds correct.
Okay. So this is what I want to say because we're actually at the end of the session. Um, we're going to come up with some solutions so that you don't bring work home, but that you can go home and be refreshed and connect with your family like you used to, you know, so that there will be better results for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Absolutely.